Welcome back to Gaming Views, where today we're looking ahead to games allegedly coming in 2026.
Yeah, that allegedly is doing a lot of the heavy lifting there, Dan.
Yeah, fair enough. But listen, if the studio shows me a logo and says we're working on it, that's a 2026 game in my heart.
Yeah, but by that logic, The Elder Scrolls 6 has been a 2026 game since 2018.
Yeah, it still is. They gave us mountains, and that, my friend, is progress.
Yeah, but I believe those mountains can legally vote now.
Yeah, but 2026 could finally be the year when we learn what kind of game Elder Scrolls 6 actually is.
Bold prediction, Dan. An RPG, that's my guess.
Yeah, all right. But, all right, look, Witcher 4, or Polaris, if you fancy, is in full production. New saga, new engine, new protagonist.
And Geralt somewhere off screen peacefully trying not to be modded back in.
Yeah, all right. What about Naughty Dog's Intergalactic The Heretic Prophet?
What, the game where the trailer alone caused 12 YouTube essays in a civil war?
All right. What about Hideo Kojima? He hasn't confirmed anything yet, but you never know.
Yeah, but spiritually, he'll release a new concept every year directly into our brains.
Rockstar, they're still silent though, right?
Yeah, and after GTA 6, they're going to vanish like Batman again at the end of a cutscene.
All right, so 2026 is shaping up to be the year of massive expectations.
I think the word you're looking for is carefully managed hype.
Yeah, and at least one delay expected at 4:47 on a Friday.
Ah, yeah, along with the three scariest words of all, we hear you, but we'll still be there watching the trailers.
Pausing on every frame.
Convincing ourselves that this one is different.
Well, that's gaming.
That's 2026.
And that's why we love this mess.
Dan and Dan with a gaming flair, pixel dreams and worlds to share, joystick tales and button cues. Welcome to Gaming Views.
Welcome back, gaming crew, and welcome to another episode of Gaming Views. I'm your main host for today's event, Dan H, and with me, fresh out of early access, and we are hoping for a 1.0 release very soon with a huge day one patch. Of course, it's Mr. Danny P. How you doing, Danny?
Out of early access, this release feels really tired today, I tell you.
That's what travelling will do.
I'm doing all right. Do you know what, right? This is going to be breaking news. You know what I said to myself today on the train coming back from work?
Never again.
No, bloody love gaming, which is great for a video game podcast. But I realised I was looking back at the week that was in terms of games. I thought, yeah, I bloody love gaming.
We'd have definitely chosen the wrong podcast if you didn't.
Well, no, this is the right one.
I fucking hate gaming.
I've just got your introduction where you said, hello, gaming crew. I'm thinking, can you imagine we've got to get some jackets made up with gaming crew, gaming crews. That's it. We could have although crews might.
Let's implement. That's not
but the gaming crew, is your brain not braining against it? Or
my
words
brain's
not wording?
It's not wording. Not today.
But
not
the
today.
Gaming crew, I like that. Yeah, get jackets.
Yeah, not cruising. That's like a different thing.
The Pin Pals in Simpsons.
Pin Pals?
It was Pin Pals, wasn't it? Are you making me doubt my
Your
my
Simpsons
memories?
knowledge?
Yeah.
Pop quiz.
Yeah. People out there will be agreeing. Yeah.
If you know what Dan's talking about with Pin Pals, let us know. And if you've ever played Roundabout, let us know. I don't forget. I forget all the time.
It's real.
It's real. It's really real. Right, Dan,
Yes.
I'm going to ask you, because I always ask you, and you're going to go first because you've got many more than me. What have you been playing?
Yeah, I've been playing a few things since we last recorded. Well, the first one, the one I'd already said before, finished Spider-Man Miles Morales. Really enjoyed that. Yeah, really enjoyed that. I think
I still can't remember who your main enemy was. I completely forgotten.
It's someone, but no, you're
You're memorable for you as well.
no. The main one you come across a couple of times is Rhino, but it's the what is it? See, you've got the Tinkerer and I've already forgotten the other person's name. Yeah,
We do games us.
but it's a villainous type. But yeah.
It's definitely a Marvel villain, for sure.
I'll look at it. No, it's some guy who's being evil and some bomb stuff that you do. But no, I really liked it. It's, being more compact, say, than the original Spider-Man game was. Yeah, I just thoroughly enjoyed that. So completed that. The next game I played that I've got on the list, and this was the lovely Joey at Game Club Pod bought us both a Christmas gift, didn't he?
Did, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got the better end of the deal. Thanks, Joey.
Well, having said that, no, this next one was one of the two he got me. So I've got Choo-Choo Charles. So have you heard of that one?
I got the better end of the deal.
Do you know what? I played this, found myself enjoying it, and I thought, do you know what? Let me look online. And I saw it kind of got savaged online, but
yeah,
I had that magic word that we had with this. I had fun. Yeah. Look, fun. Right. It knows exactly what it is. It's described as a survival horror. I would call it more a survival comedy, right? I mean, look, the horror's not there apart from there is one section, one mission you do where it is quite creepy, where you've got to pick flies up from this forest. I mean, you know, who's put them up in the forest? Flies.
Okay, in a forest.
Not flies, flyers. Yeah.
Flyers.
No,
I genuinely thought you said flies.
No.
In a forest. It's weird now.
And you got this ghost thing chasing you, and that's quite creepy. But yeah, basically the main plot is you're called into this area and by this guy who wants to hunt Choo-Choo Charles, which is basically a cross between Thomas the Tank Engine and a tarantula. So it's a psychotic train with 8 legs. And he gets killed, this guy, by Choo-Choo Charles. So you're left with a train, the front of a train, and you've got to go along. And there are various missions. So you'll come across on the map some people that you've got to do mission. Now, that the aim of that is either to get scrap metal, which is what you can upgrade the train with. So I think you can upgrade, you can recover health, you can upgrade the speed, armor, and weaponry. So you're either doing it to get that, as some missions reward you with a weapon. So, this train has got a weapon on the back. So you've got a machine gun, you can get a flamethrower, a rocket launcher, something like that to fight Choo-Choo Charles. Because
Choo-Choo Charles.
Randomly, I love saying that, Choo-Choo Charles, because randomly he'll come attack you. But the main aim of the game is to get 3 eggs, which, if I remember right, maybe you've got Choo-Choo Charles babies in there. I think he could lay an egg.
And you're saying this game got panned?
Yeah, it's
Tell me more.
It's a real game. It's a real game. And then you defeat it. But I've got to find a bit. He keeps annoying me. I can't defeat him. But yeah, you know. So I had a look, and because look, it is quite a cheap game, and and Joey sort of said this, and I hadn't noticed this at first. It's like you'll come up across the NPCs that give you the missions, and they're voiced, but their face doesn't move. Their mouth doesn't move.
You know what they need, Dan?
What's that?
They need AI.
Oh no, bad. But you know, as kind of basic and look, and it is a budget game, right? I just found myself having fun during the missions.
That's all you need, though, right? What I can't get my head round, I guess, is I get the spider thing, because even in all these other games, you now get like the arachnophobia mode where they mod out the spiders or make them a blob or whatever. Are they going to start doing that for steam trains? That's what I want to know. It's the burning question for games. I don't know how many steam train games there are. Are they going to start modding out and replace them with a blob now?
Well, I thought if you got fear of a steam train, so it replaces it fully with a spider. The opposite, yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. I don't think they replace spiders with trains, though, at the moment.
No, but that would be cool.
That would be very cool as well.
There was a game, I can't remember what I was playing a little while ago, and I thought, let me turn arachnophobia mode on, and all it did was take like the body away. So I think you still got these floating eyes and these legs, which actually made it scarier than the spiders.
Didn't they do that in Avowed, or? Oh,
maybe it wasn't.
No, did you play
Avowed? Wasn't that?
It wasn't that because you did play it.
Not enough to remember it, but...
and that other one where you shrink down that I can never remember the name of the game.
Grounded.
Yeah.
Grounded. No, it wasn't that. But no. Yeah, it was bizarre. But yeah, so I think what I enjoyed about this is because it's quite a small game, the missions aren't onerous. So you get to drive a train first, and
every child's dream.
Yeah, and the missions are quite quick. So, you know, you haven't got to go far to find the next, you know.
And trains have eggs, so.
Yeah, exactly.
And spiders' legs.
Yeah, Choo-Choo Charles. And maybe I just had fun saying it. But yeah, no, I think people.
Can we just for the audience put them out of misery? I got Prototype, which I think is definitely the better end of the deal, just to be clear, right?
I don't know. But what was I going to say? You threw me with that. No, And and I've got another game called Iron Lung, which I've not played yet. So
Okay. He just sits very still in a medical device for 20 years.
It's a game that's been turned into a film.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently it's been done by a budget.
Think about
But yeah,
no,
no, I don't think it's here. So that was Choo-Choo Charles. The next game I've been playing is Detroit Become Human. Now, have you played that?
No, I try and steer as far away. If David Cage is on one pavement, I'm crossing the road at the moment. So yeah, I'm not a fan of QTEs and all that sort of thing.
And look, and you know, I know there's people that aren't a fan of him because of certain things, but
that's the other reason. But I wasn't going to say it. I don't want to get political. Then.
No, but you know, these kind of games are my sort of thing. You know, I like the adventure or the story kind of games.
I've had to look up loads of shitty clips for you for talking about these sort of games. So yes, I know.
So this has been another one, and you know, I was talking to Satsu because he's doing a month on Quantic Dream. You know, this is. I mean, look,
my God, I really feel sorry for him now.
Do you know what? Right, the funny thing is he hasn't played the first one, and I'm not sure many people know about it. I think their first game was years ago while I had the PC and was gaming on the PC. It's called Omicron Nomad Soul.
Sensible name.
And that stands out for me for two reasons. To this day, so bear in mind, I probably played it, I'm looking at the calendar now, about 24 years ago. The game starts off with a character. You're at a computer and there's a character in that computer who pulls you into that world. So I always kind of remember that beginning. You
are literally just mentioning this game, so I have to go and look up a clip for it.
Basically,
yeah, okay.
And there's another one shortly I'll mention. It also stands out because it had David Bowie in it as a character.
Oh, okay.
And in the game, if you go, I think it's avoidable. So if you go to the right bit, he performs like an in-game concert. It might only be 2 or 3 songs, but bear in mind the graphics back then, so it's quite blocky. But you've got like a blocky David Bowie performing a concert in this game, which always stands out.
Right there. That's what I'm going to find.
I was saying, look, it's, you know, there's a story in there, but it's just very ham-fisted by him over the top. And I don't know if the subject itself has been done to death since, you know, in the last sort of 10 years. There's been a lot
for Detroit, you mean?
Yeah, like androids, you know. And the bit last night, of course, he had to get an android strip club in there because, of course,
obviously. But it's another one that's got famous people in it. He kind of does it, but not as well as Hideo Kojima, doesn't he? That sort of thing.
Do you know what? Because of that, you're going to make me conjure up the Mass Effect name because, it's got Lance Henriksen in it, who is Admiral Hackett.
You could have chosen Aliens. You didn't have to do. You could have done Aliens, not Mass Effect.
It's Admiral Hackett. So, it's
also fucking Bishop. Just saying.
Yeah, but it's Admiral Hackett. Anyway, so been playing Detroit.
It's a video game podcast, I suppose. Then you win.
Yes. So sorry, I'm just laughing because I'm looking down and it's reminded me of the Will Poulter sort of thing.
I don't know what you're talking about. Guardians of the Galaxy fan.
Yeah. So Detroit Become Human, like I said, enjoying it, but only because I think I like that sort of game rather than it being a standout game. And weirdly, didn't it hit the news that it's sold like X million copies recently because I think it helps that it got reduced down to $3.99 on Steam, etc.
I must have missed that. I think I mentally block out anything related to those sorts of games as well.
Yeah, massive run of sales.
You know, I'm going to edit all of this entire bit out. You won't have played Detroit Become Human by the time the podcast goes out.
You just say Mass Effect. Hotline Miami, I started a couple of nights ago.
What's that like? I've always kind of half thought I might give that a go and never got round to giving it a go. Any good?
I really enjoyed it. So obviously I'm coming to the party a bit late on that. So what? I think it's 2016, I think. So it might be that old. But it's a top-down shooter. So if anyone saw...
That's 10 years ago, by the way, Dan. Just if you weren't keeping count.
What did I say? What did it?
No. You said 2016. I'm just reminding you that is 10 years ago.
I was going to say, No, it might not be that old, actually. Might not. But
right.
If anyone saw my Phantom Squad gaming review, it kind of got that vibe, but I can get off the first level on this game.
Always a handy thing.
Yeah, it's top down. It's got a real vibe to it. Both of the graphics. It feels like an 80s. It looks like an 80s twin stick shooter
Right.
kind of vibe. It's got a really good soundtrack. And each mission, I'm quite early on, so I'm only on chapter 2. You get a message in your apartment and you've got to go somewhere, basically just kill everyone in that room, in the building. You know, you can go and you can melee, you pick up weapon, you know, sort of gunfire, but if you use gunfire, you'll alert them so they'll come around to you. You can use doors to kind of knock people out, and then you have to finish. If you melee them, you have to finish them, you know, sort of pummel them with the A button.
Pump a cap in their ass. Is that what you're saying?
Or just beat them.
Beat them to death.
But yeah, so the thing is, and it sounds fairly straightforward, and the first level you can probably just go in and just go fist of fury or guns blazing. But then as it goes on, you have to get some tactics like wait and see, oh, the enemy in that room is moving that way. So if I go for that enemy first, I can, you know, I won't alert them. And as you complete each level, you get like masks, which give you a perk for the next level if you wear that mask. So it's a cool game. It's one of the ones that it feels like if it wasn't as good, I'd get really frustrated straight away because you'll die a number of times. But
they're quite tough.
It can be. Like I said, I've not at the moment had too much of a challenge, but I'm quite early on. Like one level, I think I had to do about 6-7 times because every time I killed that person, I wasn't aware that there was a door below me where somebody could hear and then come through. So it's just about awareness of, and sometimes it's what weapons drop when you're in. Is it random? The weapon drops random then? I believe they are. But you can get masks that will guarantee more weapons in there or more guns. But yeah, so far, I mean, ask me this next week when I've progressed a bit more and probably haven't got off chapter 2. But yeah, it's that one more go. It's quite quick bursts and it feels good for like a 20-minute sort of burst of gameplay. So I've heard the second one's a lot harder, so I might have a bit of a break when I complete the first one. Yeah, like God of War, right? Yeah. Get that brain to go Ragnarok. And the last one is, so it's a real eclectic mix, is I've been playing, finally I've got around to playing WWE 2K25. I love a wrestling game. Right, so what I've been playing is... what's it like? No, I like it. So for those people listening, and I know Raging Rich of the podcast will be listening, so the WWE games had taken a dip in quality over years. I think they're slowly coming back, but they've got a lot of game modes, and the one I always enjoy is like they call it the showcase mode, and it's where you can, so you'll have, so this one, it's the bloodline, so it's like, you know, the Rock, etc., the Usos, and you will play a match. It'll be presented by someone, in this instance Paul Heyman. He'll talk about it, they'll show you some clips, and then you're playing that match. Is Paul Heyman the Undertaker's? That was Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer. Yeah, Paul Bearer. I mean, that would have been his name. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know wrestling, me. He was born to that job, wasn't he? With that name. It's a stage name. I'm not. Yeah. Who knows? But yeah, so you'll play that match out, and it sometimes will cut between like video footage, and I really enjoy that. And then you've got like a career mode, and then there's a manager mode. So I don't know. I've always said, and I might have said on here before, that I do like watching the wrestling. I'm not an expert, but I've got a soft spot for games. You are a bit of a fan, aren't you? Yeah, but I do like the wrestling games. I'll get them when they're cheap. So probably when this year's one gets released, last year's one will be sort of a knockdown, as it were. Although this one I've already managed to get, you know, I picked this up for quite a good bargain. Yeah, normally on the Xbox or on the... This is on the Xbox, yeah. On the Xbox. Yeah, I think it's more, for me, it'll be more of a game than on the Steam Deck. I'll probably break it. Right. But yeah, so yeah, that, and there was another one, just for, I don't know if you saw it, it's on Game Pass, but I only played a few minutes, but I just want to say, because it's got a funny name, I played Brews and Bastards on Game Pass. I think I saw it was released. I didn't even pay attention to what it was. I think it's like a roguelike. It's sort of a dungeon crawler. Yeah, I was going to say, you're in your eyes. Might be for me. I might have a give it a go. Because weirdly, I'm addicted to roguelikes now, apparently. Yeah. So 2 spiders, Spider-Man and Choo-Choo Charles. Spider training Spider-Man. Yep. Androids, shooty McShooty game, and wrestling. Wrestling. That is quite eclectic. Yeah. I don't even know if I want to say what I've been playing. So, Dan, what have you been playing, if I couldn't guess? And we'll give the listeners and viewers one guess. Well, you can give 2 guesses because it's 2 games. I'm not going to bang on about it. I have been considering
Ghost of Yotai. Still, it's beautiful and it's brilliant and it's super addictive, and that's the end of that. The other game I've been playing is still Dave the Diver, and it's I can't. Every time I go back to this thing, it flips the script, and I'm like, I don't know if it's just where I'm choosing to stop in the story and then going back. I said to you the other day, playing it, and all of a sudden it's become this puzzle game with these puzzle elements to solve to progress in the story, the actual full story. But then, just as a side throw-in, just, out of nowhere, fucking Balatro turns up. And I'm literally playing Balatro. Game of the Year Balatro. Literally playing Balatro in all its not in all its glory. There's a couple, it's a slimmed down version without, so you can't, that I know of yet. At the moment, you can't upgrade your hands, so you can't upgrade the scoring of your hands. So there's certain bits that are missing, but the music's all present and correct. The jokers are all present. It's Balatro. It's
Balatro.
Mad. Yeah. And I'm like, when did that happen? What? Because they clearly collaborated with the creators of Balatro to put it into the game. And I'm like, when did it?
Which is amazing. Yeah. Because you sent me the screenshot, you sent me a picture, and if you were just taking a quick glance, you'd think you were playing Balatro.
And I was like, when did that happen? So I literally sat there the other night intending to play Dave the Diver, ended up playing an hour and a half of Balatro. And I'm like,
it's when it becomes God of War. That's when
But it's brilliant. It's
that's
genius.
the thing. I think it's not a problem having played it for so long, because one, play a game for as long as you want, but also every time I talk to you, you're technically playing a different game. That's the thing.
I said to you, I've got a chicken farm now. What? Why have I got a chicken farm? Where's...
do you know the funny thing? The funny thing was I was telling you about it, and then I stopped playing it literally at the start because I thought it was going to be a one-trick game. And then you've got into it, and every time I'm talking to you, it's like, now it's Balatro, now it's a casino, now it's
I've just gobsmacked by how much
seahorse racing, wasn't it, when I was around your house?
Yeah. See, I've been addicted to catching seahorses to register them to put them into it. I'm just I didn't tell you that there was also there's mini games throughout as you go throughout the story for things like preparing sushi. So you actually do some of that as well throughout the game. But then there's a Dance Revolution element, because the guy who creates your weapons is having a fever dream about a Korean pop star, and you're at their concert having to, and I'm like,
what a game.
Honestly, it's amazing and incredible. And another one that I'm kicking myself going, why didn't I play this sooner when everyone said it's brilliant? Like I did with Dredge. Anyway.
Do you know what? I haven't really seen that much about it. That's the thing. And it feels a shame, because the care, the love, the attention, and just the amount of content that's in that game. It's like,
incredible.
why isn't it sort of bigger, or not necessarily bigger, because I don't know its sales figures, but why isn't it more known? Why, I don't see many articles. I don't hear many people.
It's amazing.
talking.
And the cutscenes are hilarious. I was fighting a great white shark the other day, and this granny just came out of nowhere and kicked it in the face. And I'm like, but it was done in such an amazing anime style.
Now it's time for me to look at you like you said something.
Obviously, I haven't just had an embolism. It literally happened in the game, and you have to play. It's part of the story, but it blows my mind how these people come up with these things and just go, "Yeah, we'll stick that in there. Would it work? Don't know. Let's find out." And they just do, and it works. And it's and like I said, maybe it's just how I've accidentally chopped up the story, but every time I go back to it, something expands or changes or makes it a different game, and I'm like, this is beautiful. It's like the Rubik's Cube of games. It's brilliant. I love it. Dave the Diver, go get it.
Yeah, definitely have a look at it. Yeah, if you're putting more hours into a game, then probably some people are putting into like Fallout or something. A game called Dave the Diver. Sorry,
I genuinely don't know. I mean, I'm being lazy. I could look on Steam right now as we're sitting there and tell you how many hours I put into it. But it's brilliant. It must be close to 20 hours, something like that, I guess.
But it's funny, because when you log on to Steam, it does flash up on my screen that you're playing, and it's like, Dan's playing Dave the Diver. Dave the Diver, and it's like,
mate, I slightly underestimated that. It's 68 hours, Dan.
There you go.
That's insane.
Dan, shall I come around and delete it for you?
No, do not do that. And then I will have an embolism. So yeah. So yeah, that's it for me. I haven't really played. I did have a little go of Prototype. Thank you, Joey, again for that. It is a cracking game. I do enjoy Prototype, so I did play a bit of that on the.
No Choo-Choo Charles, though. I'll tell you that is.
Thank fuck for that. It's not. Before I forget, please do. Well, I should have done this earlier. Please do like and subscribe to the channel if you want to listen to more of this fucking nonsense. Go and like and subscribe.
If you're still listening,
if you're still listening, or haven't switched off.
If we've kept you,
I'd get it. Honestly, I would have. Right. I promise next week I'll try and play something different. I probably won't, but I'll promise it now and then just
that's
not
what
deliver.
You played. That's what you played. And if you know, if you're the makers of Dave the Diver, let us know. Come on, please. We'd love to talk to you about it.
Tell us, because I want to hear more about the In the Jungle DLC, which I'm going to pre-order. And clearly, what game are you going to turn it into next? God of War, maybe. Right. Shall we skip merrily along to the news, Dan? And we're going to do things a bit differently because you've got a bunch of news ting. So I'll let you do your
sorry,
I'll let you do your bit because you've got many.
I've bombarded you.
I'm happy. I'm just too lazy to read them.
The first one is that there was a report sent to me, and it's funny because we've talked about Steam. So last week, and if you've only just pressed subscribe now because of Dan saying it, go check out last week's episode. So we had a look at what the big four game players, so Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, and Valve should be doing next year, or this year, sorry. We were saying how important it is for Valve and what an impact they could make with the Steam machine. And I've had a couple of people message me today this story that I sent to you, and it was my mate Pete, so hi Pete, and also Joey, and that is a website in
Czech.
It's a Czech retailer, has allegedly leaked the price. Now they've converted it here, this website has converted it into dollars, so they're saying it's $950 for the base model, the 512 gig, and 1,070 for the 2 terabytes. So had a look, I think that's 700 to 800 pounds. Now I sent to you and you said, look, it's a retailer, so they don't often put through retailers. And so if retailers are then, if they are selling it, are going to put a markup on it. Another story I saw, but I don't have it to hand, was saying, look, a lot of websites often have like they have a set price. Yeah, holding price. So I wouldn't necessarily read too much into this, but say it was £700 to £800. I think I've converted that right. What do you think about that? So
firstly on the story, I think my exact words to you were, I call bullshit, because Steam does not use third-party retailers in any way, shape or form. The closest you'll get will be maybe on Amazon through their partner program. And the only retailer I think they work with is one in Japan. And that's because of some of the legalities around releasing stuff. And I think they fell foul of it during during the actual Steam machine launch, because I think the Japanese website put it live early and screwed out, their big surprise. So yeah, firstly, I think that's junk. The second thing is the company out there that they're talking about, this Czech company, are an actual reseller. So they do buy, I think, or certainly use an intermediary to buy through other companies. And they do have some, I think the Steam Deck is on there, the OLED versions, and they have a $200 markup on them, I think. So whatever you're in there is, even if it would have a markup. I don't think they're working directly with Valve to do this. If that machine was 700 quid, given what's currently going on with RAM and everything else, I can see it. I can see that being a legitimate area to release the Steam machine at. The problem they're going to have is that machine is, I think we've said before, it's kind of a slightly lower performance PS5 type thing. So a big problem you're going to have with that, if you're Valve, is, well, why would I buy one of those when I can buy one of those? I can just go and get a PS5 and I can pay, I don't know what they are now, $400, $500. And I suspect they're going to fall foul of some of the RAM price hikes and stuff at some point. They're going to have to increase their prices again. But bearing in mind, over Black Friday and New Year's sale, they were selling it at 289 quid. What's that? $320, something like that. You can't compete. If you're saying, well, you can pay twice the price for something of a very similar spec, maybe with slightly less storage, we said on last week's episode, it is a big dilemma, I think, for Steam and Valve now, and this is going to cause them nothing but headaches. And I suspect that's exactly why we haven't seen price point or release date yet, because they're trying to work out when do we do it, how do we do it, what do we release it at. It's going to be a ball ache for them. I do feel for them because it must be horrible.
Yeah, and you're right about the PlayStation if it's competing. I guess if you're someone new to either of those, then the PlayStation would become very tempting. I mean, for me now, I'm in the Steam ecosystem, so really I want the Steam machine. But also just to call out, so as you said, obviously this is a reseller, so there'd be a markup, but just to call out as well, a lot of people in the comments also say that would also include 21% tax in that country. So for the $950 one, you're looking at $785 as the base price. So you're looking at markup potentially plus 21%. So, look, I think we're going to get. I think my comment back to you is we're going to get so many of these stories in the next few weeks.
All day long. Until Valve tell us something.
Yeah.
Until we're told something concrete, I would write everything off as noise.
If we go on what they initially said, it might not be to April, right? So we might have another couple of months of waiting. So.
There's a Q1 this year. I don't know. Yeah.
We'll see.
April would be the latest you'd expect it. But I think, like I said, the RAM and the Ramapocalypse?
Ramageddon.
Sorry, get it right. Sorry, Dan. Ramageddon.
TM Gaming Views.
Sorry, TM Gaming Views. Ramageddon has thrown a massive spanner in that work. So let's see.
So, let us know what your thoughts are on the Steam machine and potential pricing. The next story I've got is just a really random one, but it's one, when you're scrolling through, and I just found it really funny, but not surprising. So it's Eurogamer, although a lot of outlets reported this. So it's the PlayStation's top 5 most played games of 2025 were exactly the same as 2024. And they were Fortnite took top spot, followed by Call of Duty. Although what I don't know about that is that like, because Call of Duty is now just in a shell, isn't it? So you've got the Call of Duty app and then all the games are within that. But Call of Duty was second, Grand Theft Auto 5 was third, Roblox fourth, and Minecraft. But the interesting thing is, as it says here, it was the exact replication of the top 5 games on US PlayStations in 2024.
I think it has to be. I think a bit like Fortnite. You don't separate out game modes or versions. You got Lego, you got the music thing, so I guess it's COD platform that's the but it is quite funny. And who says PlayStation didn't release exclusives last year?
I mean, I was thinking about this, and at first I thought, oh blimey, but then when you look at it, those are all Fortnite, Call of Duty, because you've got the Warzone multiplayer, Grand Theft Auto 5 will be the online, Minecraft and Roblox. These are all games of service. And
we said last week, everyone is looking for the next big thing. Everyone's looking to replicate that because that's a cash cow.
Yeah, but let's compare it in a way to Dave the Diver. Stay with me. Like Fortnite is always, let's say Fortnite is also iterating. So we've said like they've had, have they had Taylor Swift, but they've definitely had like the Gorillaz, etc., Daft Punk, so they're always,
they've had hundreds of them.
So they're always doing this thing. So it's trying to keep it fresh. Minecraft is always, it's whatever you want it to be. Ultimately, Minecraft, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Lego of video games.
Roblox, I don't really know. Call of Duty it's always going to grab people, but Grand Theft Auto 5
less said about Roblox, the better, to be honest. I mean, that game can burn in hell for what I care about, but it's...
But so when you're trying to get these new games launched, what was it? Concord was the one that failed recently?
Yeah, that was Sony's exclusive. Yeah.
You wonder why then, or you don't have to wonder why, when the top 5 games are the same as last year, and those are the games it's probably looking to compete with, right? So
yeah, agreed. Totally. Yeah, it's quite funny that people don't change.
Yeah.
Just us on Gaming Views.
Yeah,
that's why you stay with us.
War never changes. So we've talked about Ramageddon, and the whole AI thing is forcing like the prices of RAM up, and I think CPU, GPUs even. There was a really random one that I wanted to bring up a few weeks ago, but I forgot. It was a really weird sort of effect of the AI and where it was going to cause soaring prices elsewhere. So what it is, let me have a look. So this is from MSN. So at the end of November, commercial font service Fontworks ended its most affordable license plan, which originally allowed game devs to use their Japanese fonts for only 60,000 yen, which is about $380 a year.
Okay.
Parent company, Monotype Imaging, which bought Fontworks back in 2023, then introduced a new pricing structure. Basically, from $380 a year, it was going to charge up to $20,500 per year for use of this font.
Wow.
It's backpedaled since then, allowing developers to extend their licenses under the old affordable plan for the time being. But why the price hike in the first place? Allegedly heavy investment in AI that did not pay off for the company. So I guess the reason why I wanted to put this, and they've said here, look,
AI.
We burned millions and got nothing. Now they're cutting people to pay for those mistakes is another thing from quote from the article. So we've always looked at RAM, and we've mentioned that a lot of times ourselves, and like the physical components. But we're now looking at, because companies, if they're going to start investing in it, who knows where it's going to, this is a font.
Yeah. Well, it's a good job we know when the bubble's going to burst, Dan, because if we didn't know that exact date, we would have invested heavily. Yeah, it's appalling. To make, I mean, that's such a commercially unsound decision to go, yeah, we invested and we didn't make any money, so let's sack people, put prices of our product up, and then we'll let everyone know that's why we did it.
Here we go. I found the key quote. So it said company leaders. So this was a quote from an employee. Company leaders spoke enthusiastically about AI-driven typography solutions, hinting at a future where design and personalization would be automated at scale. Significant money and resources were funneled into these projects, with entire engineering pods dedicated to experiments that promised to redefine the future of fonts. Ultimately, a number of these AI projects were shelved quietly with little to show for the investment, and they called it the company's AI misadventure, and that resulted in waves of layoffs and the licensing fee. So,
is the future of fonts something that needs redefining?
And do you know what? And this is so why, Dan, this is why this story jumped out to me. This is why this story jumped out to me. It's incredible. I mean, who knows? I just hope, like I said, that the makers of Freddo's doesn't invest in, because that's what we base our inflation figures on, I think.
I think what's more disappointing for me is it's a Japanese font, mate. Japanese calligraphy is arguably the most beautiful thing in the world in terms of, being able to do it and write. Yeah. And I just think it's got nothing to do with me playing Ghost of Yotai or watching Last Samurai Standing or anything like that. But it is a stunning thing to just watch someone do. And you go,
if you think about it, in the dev world, it's going to be prevalent in dev world. It's so it will affect, or it could have affected gaming. So we've said as well, along with Steam, that these stories aren't going to go away about AI, but where things like this are kind of different, we'll try to talk about it. But this stood out for me because this was just so bizarre. Like you said, fonts. Who'd have thunk it?
AI. That's all I say.
Yeah, eclectic mix. Because the next one now. So I'm sure I mentioned this it was one of our episodes where we looked at the evolution of online gaming, I think.
Yes, yeah, you did. Yeah.
But Video Game History Foundation recovers over 100 lost Sega Channel games. So this is from Forbes. So we mentioned in that Sega Channel was an early form of digital distribution.
It was, yeah.
I think it was a chunky thing that plugged into it. You downloaded it over your phone line, right?
Draw pictures of it.
Yeah, over your coax. But the Video Game History Foundation has recovered 144 previously undumped Sega Channel ROMs, many of which rare, exclusive, or thought to be lost forever. Game variations, demos, and prototypes. So game preservation is a massive thing, which, to find something like this is just great from a kind of like what's the word? Like I want to say nerdy point of view, but where you think you've lost things to time, to have them found is great, right?
It's like when they do the movies and they go, we found this lost print of something that we thought would never have been, it's that kind of thing. But I don't like the way the copyright has framed that. I think Forbes need to file a copyright because basically I'd have said Video Games History Foundation recovers nearly 150 Sega Channel games, not over 100. That makes it sound like it's 102. There's nearly 150 of them.
I thought that actually is true because when normally headlines over 200 things, 201. This one it says over 100, and like you said, it's 144.
So nearly 150 of them.
Nearly 150, yeah. Get us on.
Forbes.
Get us on there. Get us on
Yes,
there.
job.
So and my last one, I think, is this again talking about retro stuff. This one made me chuckle because I think it's a great little thing. So what's this? Tom's Hardware website. So Nintendo SNES cartridges get a USB-C adapter for playing, backing up, and validation. So now this little gadget will let you play your SNES, your favourite SNES games, of course, cartridges that you own, on your PC, Mac, or handheld device. So, and I think what I love about this is just that combination of something that's like, 40 years old.
Mad.
With today's tech and combining it to do it. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, it's mad. Retro's getting really big at the moment. Recently, they had the CES show, the big electronics show over in Vegas. And a lot of the stuff that came out of there that was focused on gaming or retro was like everyone's trying to turn your phone, iPhone or Android or whatever, into a Game Boy now, because they got these little adapters that clip at the bottom of them that make it a Game Boy screen, and you can download. So it's just mad. Everyone's gone mad for retro, Dan. You'll be in your element.
Well, the Game Boy Lego thing that you bought me, people are turning that into an actual working Game Boy now.
Yes, I've seen that. That's pretty cool as well. I'm not going to do that.
Just on this, because the other thing we talked about game preservation on the last one, our last article. So just something cool about this though is, so it's easy to back up your saves and game data on a computer, and it's particularly important as the SNES is already 35 years old with many game cartridges failing because of age. So aside from just reading the cartridge contents and backing up your library, you can also use it to write new save files. So ultimately this means, you can play your SNES games on your PC, Mac, Steam Deck, ROG Ally, and keep your progress on the original game cartridge. So
that is pretty cool.
So it's almost this, we do it because we can, but also it's adding that value, right? So
that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Although I won't make use of it, but it's pretty cool.
No. So I think that's my news.
Well, I have one, and finally, so we should salute and say goodbye to Anthem.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Which, as of just before 7 o'clock GMT this evening, went bye-bye. Servers went offline. Can no more play game Anthem. Look, guilty of one of the best ever presentations at an E3 to demonstrate what a game looked like and how amazing it would be. Flipped over to one of the most disappointing launches ever.
Yeah.
Actually didn't in any way, shape or form replicate what they showed at E3, which is a shame, because who doesn't want to fly around in an Iron Man mech suit and shoot bad guys and monsters, and but it just became really boring. Fetch quests and kill this number, X number of this thing. I had fun with it when it first launched, and then it became very boring very quick. A bit like the Avengers game. It was like that. You had a bit of fun to begin with, and then went, this is really fucking boring.
That was one of the
opening was great.
Biggest bait and switch sort of moves in gaming, that game, wasn't it? Yeah.
So just it's gone.
7 years though. I hadn't realised it was that long. 2019, do you say?
Yeah. But then didn't I say that the Xbox 360 online store lasted 20 odd years or something? So 15 years or whatever it was.
Yeah, but it's funny we talk about this. So when we said the 5 biggest games of the last 2 years have been, sort of Minecraft, etc., for it to kind of see, and let's not forget that those games weren't just played a lot in 25 and 24. So, 7 years is not a bad run for a game.
It's true. Yeah, a lot. It did see an uptick towards the end of more people joining the servers just to have a final flyby, and
I love stories like that. Like the guy who they wouldn't turn, was it the Halo 3 servers off until the last person logged off, and he had did he have his Xbox on for like 4 months or something?
I think he did it. We call it a Joey, I think, in our gaming world, a Joey football manager syndrome. That's what we call it. So it was a shame, because like I said, I enjoyed what I initially played of it, and then after about 10 minutes went, Novelty's gone. It's done, but that's gone.
Oh,
and there's no more.
Bye-bye. And there'll be another game take its place at some point.
Oh, yeah. There's always one you can consign to the annals of disaster.
I did see, actually, before we move on. So if anyone has played this, let us know, because by the time this comes out, it's been a few weeks. But I've seen the first and this isn't to dig, but the first PlayStation exclusive has come out, and it's come out to
Code Veronica.
Code Violet. No,
Code
that's
Violet.
Resident Evil.
That is Resident Evil.
Come out to quite scathing reviews.
It's a cross between Resident Evil and Dino Crisis, and that's why. That's getting my mixed metaphors.
Yeah, so I'd just like to see if you've played it by the time you hear this, drop us a note, because it's interesting to see what people's views are. Yeah, but it could be
IGN, which is no benchmark, but it gave it a 3 out of 10, I think.
Yeah, but Choo-Choo Charles, that's all I'm saying.
3 out of 10. Yeah, that's fair. But we want to know if you had fun with it. Is that what you're saying, Dan?
Yeah, I always find this interesting, right? And this is another episode, right? But I do often think that, do professional reviewers, do they just get jaded? And I'm talking about like movies and anything, like, sometimes a film or a piece of media has got to be the highest caliber or thought-provoking, this and that. But then likewise, just want to see Dumb and Dumber, and that'll make me laugh for 90 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
I'm with you in that one, brother. Yeah, there must be, because everything is subjective, right? You don't, we said before, one man's Clara Obscura is another man's Hades, and vice versa. So horses for courses. What you like. And, if you play Code Violet and it strikes you as the best game you've ever played, cool. You do you. Love it.
Because I'm quite notorious, it's sort of in the group of friends I've had, and like, I think out of the two of us, I'm very forgiving for janky games.
Yes, you are.
And that's
why you do most of the reviews, Dan.
Yeah, and that's not to say I like a bad game, but I think if a game is just a bit shonky, is a bit janky, I can be a bit more forgiving. But the reviewers, I think that clearly, and look, if you're doing your job right as a professional reviewer, you've got to absolutely make sure people they know what they're spending the money on. But we see these games come out, and sometimes the user score, which shouldn't always take faith in, I know, because of sort of fake reviews, etc. But yeah, I guess that's what I'm wondering is, do sometimes reviewers do they just get a little bit jaded of certain games, or they've seen this is the 10th roguelike they've played in a week, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, that, and I guess in the same vein where it's something that's trying to imitate, albeit quite poorly, another game series, like a survival horror, like, it's in that genre. Well, Resident Evil's always been the king/queen of survival horrors. So when you're doing a comparative narrative and you're kind of going, well, it's trying to be like that. Oh, and a bit like Dino Crisis, you're immediately going to go, well, I played mixtures of those and they were brilliant. And now I'm playing this and it's trying to do both and it's rubbish. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I know for certain I would never, ever want to be a video game reviewer. Like professional, paid for. Yeah. It just, no way. Not for any money in the world. The shit they must get as well.
Well, if they want to give us a 6-figure salary,
I'm pretty sure they're not on 6-figure salaries. You'll probably get someone writing in the comments going, we ain't got 6-figure salaries.
But yeah, if you've played Code Violet, let us know your thoughts.
Yes. Oh, don't.
If you haven't played it, let us know.
Let's know your thoughts.
Yeah, just tell us your thoughts, how your day's been. I hope it's good.
Right, let's get into the main cut and thrust, Dan. So today we are.
I thought that was it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, thanks for watching.
Code Violet, that was it. Yeah,
Code Violet. Let's get into the main cut and thrust of today's episode, which is all about upcoming games for 26. So what I want to do is take us on a bit of a whistle-stop tour, month by month, through games that are coming up, and I think we should just, if there's something in there that jumps out and go, do you know what, I'm up for that one, or two, or 3 or 4, as it might be for certain months. Let's do that, and then we'll go through some of the ones that don't yet have dates but are anticipated to be launched. And I'm just making a massive rod for my own back for all the editing I'm going to have to do. So we'll start with January, and we'll start with it's a Switch 2 update. Sorry, it's Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch 2 update. The end. Then we have Legend of Heroes. Some of these I have no idea what they are, Dan, but I'm going to whip through them. Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon. Final Fantasy VII Remake Lucasade, which I think we've covered before many times on this podcast, but this is the Switch 2 and Xbox release. Is Is this? I thought it was out on the Xbox already. The first
No,
one.
I think the original version
Yes,
is
it
on
did.
there.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
It wasn't. Oh, okay. Oh, well, there we go. So,
Which
yeah,
also, sorry, while I say that, I think this week on Game Pass, they've also got the first Final Fantasy, the Pixel remake one, the very first
have they?
game is on there.
Oh.
Sorry, just coincidentally.
No, don't apologise. telling viewers what they want to hear. That's out on January the 22nd. So the previous two were January the 15th. On the 22nd of January, we have Dynasty Warrior Origins. I've never got into Dynasty Warriors. I don't know about you. Have you played any of them?
I think I played one years ago, if I'm even not confusing it with a different sort of franchise.
No, they're kind of the
yeah.
Battlefield. You jump in and not Battlefield, but on a battlefield, jump in and fight with a load of other people.
I think
some
many
of them
years
switch
ago.
characters and things like that. The next one is another. I think this is another looter shooter type thing called High Guard. On January the 26th. And this is the one that disappointed everyone, wasn't it? When everyone thought they were going to get a Half-Life 3 announcement. And in the end, they got a High Guard announcement. It was a hugely anticipated, first person game. It turned out to be High Guard. You're welcome, everybody. January the 26th, not Half-Life 3. Seven Deadly Sins Origin on January the 28th, quickly followed by Code Vein 2, which is the sequel to I think it's a Souls-like action vampire game. Is that
I
right?
believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't really click with me, the first one.
And then the next one sometime January, which is 2XKO, which sounds like a fighting game.
Yeah. Now, that one could be an interesting one because I think it's free to play.
Okay.
And the thing about fighting games, actually, and I've got to talk to you after we go off air about that.
Oh, mate. About
Fighting games. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Get my pillow.
Yeah. They obviously, there's a massive scene around that, isn't there? And
huge.
They can be absolutely sort of beloved by the hardcore people that play that. So that could be one to watch, I think.
Yeah, free to play. Who doesn't love a bit of free to play? I don't mind if fighting game though. And then we skip along to February. I think January is notoriously quite quiet on the gaming side of things. You just had Christmas, so everyone's spent all their money. So then we've got launch windows starting in February. It starts to pick up. So we've got Dragon's Quest 7 reimagined. It looks very beautiful. I've had a look at it, and it does that. It's a bit like Clair Obscura with the overworld map.
Right. Yep.
So we got enlarged characters that skip through the environments, and then they look very anime style, 3D modeled anime for Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined. It looks very pretty. Not my type of game. It's a JRPG, but who knows? After Clair Obscura, maybe.
I might be interested in that, yes.
Is it one you're going to wait until it comes down in price a bit, though?
Or I can get a good deal on Steam, yeah.
Okay.
If it's on
My
Steam.
My Hero Academia All's Justice. Now, this is based on the anime, My Hero Academia. I haven't watched it. Have you? Are you interested?
I'm not really an anime person, which probably upset people. Not that I don't like it, I've just not really given it a chance. So, yeah.
And that's February the 6th, along with Neo 3, which is the sword martial arts fighting action adventure series. I haven't played them, as you can tell. Next one is one that I'm super stoked for, especially after the latest preview. I think they've all done final previews of it now, and that's on February the 11th. We get Romeo is a Dead Man, which I'm very much looking forward to. This is the Grasshopper Studios joint. Just looks insane and crazy, and the more I see about it, the more I fall in love with it, and I cannot wait for that to come out, even if it's a load of rubbish.
Yeah,
It's mad.
I agree with you. This is, again, the other kind of game that really interests me, where it's just bizarre and you don't know what's coming next potentially. Sometimes in these, the gameplay can be quite samey, or is not anything innovative, but it's the package that it's put within that is the appealing thing.
And the thing that I think will set this apart is you can breed bastards. Yes, that's what they're called. And they are essentially versions of zombies that you can combine DNA and you can have up to 4 supporting you in any level. So you can basically breed them in like an 8-bit.
Okay.
You get a little 8-bit screen where you run around an office block and you can grow these bastards and then bring them along on fights with you. So that for me was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. It's a little bit mad and bonkers, and the whole art style of it. Have a look at it if you haven't. I'll put some images up here, but it looks brilliant. So Romeo's the Dead Man. Yeah, looking forward to that. That'll be my February game, I think, assuming I finish the others. So this is the first of many that are going to have absolutely bonkers names. This is Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties. That's on February the 12th. It's a Yakuza game.
Have you played any of those? Have you played any of those?
No. Are they any good?
I've played a couple. I enjoy them, but I don't think I play them to the fullest, if you know what I mean. I think it's a game that you need to invest in sort of all the side little bits, whereas I kind of then get turned off because I don't. So,
but people who do play them love them, right?
They're massive, aren't they?
Yeah,
massive.
Yeah. Next on February the 12th as well, we have Mario Tennis Fever. Could be fun. I like Mario Tennis before. I think it was on the Wii. Let's say the Wii Mario Tennis.
Possibly.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I always find it funny how Mario is such a tennis player when he
go-karts, he plays tennis, he golfs. I mean, he's a sports all-rounder, really. Competes with Sonic at the Olympics.
Goes back to the old Game & Watch. I'm sure he was playing tennis on one of those as well.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Next one I'm looking forward to, which is High on Life 2. I really enjoyed High on Life. Look, I'm not going to go into the politics of the creator, but High on Life was a bunch of fun when it was released. If you haven't played it, please go. It's a bit insane. It's a first person set on an alien world where your house gets transported and you become a bounty hunter, basically, which is a bit bonkers, but really good.
And your gun talks to you. Your gun's a character.
And a lot of your weapons talk to you, yeah. I think the DLC was called High on Knife.
Yes,
because you had a talking knife that was giving you attitude as well. So,
like you said, just fun. I think
it is a lot of fun. Yeah. I might go back and finish it at some point. I never finished it. Got about 2/3 of the way through it and never finished. Next one is another mad name, Wise X Proud Nordics on February the 20th. Apologies for any Wise X fans out there. No idea what it is, but you'll get images, don't worry. Then we have Tides of Tomorrow on February the 24th. And then the big one that I think many people are waiting for, Resident Evil Requiem, releases on February the 27th.
Yeah, that's, I think, most people's Februarys are going to be looking to that, right? Yeah,
and at the same time, we also get the Resident Evil 7 and 8 Switch 2 ports, which would be nice for Switch 2 owners, or not, if you like me.
I really hope, RE9 is a good game, because what was it? So 7 was the Bakers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
8 was the Village. So, and I think 7 was better than 8. I'm not saying 8 was a bad game, but it'll be interesting to see what Resi 9 is like now. I think having had like the Silent Hill 2 remake come out, but there's the horror genre is kind of feels like it's been reinvigorated again, doesn't it? So and
there's it's an interesting. You've got essentially 2 parts. You've got the character who is the more traditional Resident Evil, run away from things, can't fight type things, and then you've got Leon Kennedy returning, who is obviously the bombastic, go and shoot everything in the face if it moves type character. So 2 real opposing ways of playing the game in different sections, which would be interesting. As long as you haven't got some really annoying kid you've got to look after who keeps running off and getting kidnapped every 5 minutes, it'll probably be all right. By the Garados.
As long as their AI is good, that's all that matters.
I can't seem to get that right, but who knows? Maybe this time. Then we move into March and we have Pokemon Pokopia on March the 5th. My daughter will be mad for it because it's Pokemon, but I have no idea.
Pokemon kind of went past me. I think
we were that age, Dan. We weren't young enough for the craze.
Was I past Pokemon? I can't remember which way.
I think we were past Pokemon.
Yeah. People that like it love it though.
It's still got a huge following, that's for sure. One that's much more in my field, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando on March 12th. Now, this looks like a bit of madness. I think it's a similar Left 4 Dead type mould, but John Carpenter. So it's got.
Well, I was going to say just the name, loony. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. I mean, that's got
John Carpenter in front of it.
Title of the year, right?
Yeah, John Carpenter's The Thing. John Carpenter's, everything. I just love his stuff. So I will. I think it's on Game Pass as well. That one. So I think I'll probably pick it up anyway, just out of habit.
Mine runs out in February, so we'll see.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Then we have Solasta 2. I never played Solasta.
No.
That's out on March the 12th. A couple coming out on March 12th. I'll do this one next. So one that we've certainly been looking forward to, that's Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly remake. So we talked about this in one of the gaming shows, and I know you were quite keen on it as well. Did you play the original?
Yes, yeah. I think I got one on the Xbox as well recently. Yeah, it's it would have been in our horror games. So it's again sort of like we talk about the horror genre, and yeah, this has got a vibe. I think that's why I like these games, or the look of this game as well. There's a vibe around it. Yeah.
They're quite spooky and chilling, and you've got the whole capture the go. It's not shooting things. It's not running away from things. It's kind of a blend of, they're really good. Really enjoying them.
Yeah. Different take on horror. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
The next one, which I found out recently is going to be released on Game Pass, actually, I believe, is Replaced. Now, this has been in the works for years. So I think it was the one when E3 was still a thing. They showed the trailer for it, and it's been years in development. And this is essentially you play a AI that's been put into a Android body, and it's a 2.5D side scroller, but it looks magnificent. I mean, the trailer just looks stunning. It looks like a blend of Blade Runner crossed with Terminator crossed with it. It just looks insane. Everything about it is just screaming at me. So it's one that I'm so looking forward to, and I'm so pleased that it's out. I'm not saying it's out around my 50th birthday, Dan, or that it's on Game Pass. I don't even have to pay for it. Pay for it. I have to do that every time I talk about Game Pass. But yeah, super looking forward to Replace. So that for me is the March game, along with Fatal Frame 2. I'm not so worried about Monster Hunter 3, Twisted Reflections, but I'm looking forward to Crimson Desert on the 19th as well, because I know it's a spin-off that was originally designed to be a prequel of an open world game, and it was all, then they decided to do a RPG around it, but all the mechanics that fit together, and the fact that you can ride a dragon at some point, I'm in.
See, it's the next one for me. I'm really interested.
Mouse PI for hire. You've been interested in this in a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, I just love, again, kind of like the aesthetic it's going for. So it's kind of, I'm not saying it is, but it's got that like Cuphead vibe. Now, I know this is first person shooter, but it's like the black and white, early
really
Disney,
old school Looney Tunes vibe.
Yeah.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit type style.
Yeah. So, yeah, if they get this right, this should be, again, fun. I'll use that word. It should be a fun game. So, yeah, this is one I'm looking forward to.
It looks majestic, I must admit. The actual trailers and stuff are making it look phenomenal. And I do love the way the bullets, I think, your gun can talk to you or things like that. It just looks a bit madness. Or it's animated way, not necessarily talks to you, but certainly looks, got mouths on it and things like that. Screamer, March 26th?
No, I wasn't aware of this one. So, do you know what? I was just looking it up, and you've got to put Screamer 2026 because there is a game that was released in 95, and I think I realised. Well, I realised it was wrong because they're both racing games when it said is a game for compatible MS-DOS systems. So I realised it probably wasn't the one that you're talking about.
Maybe it's making a comeback.
Yeah, it looks like a racer.
Maybe because RAM is so expensive.
We're going back to Windows 95.
Because the MS-DOS. Let's just do it. Okay, so it's a racing game.
Yeah.
Pass.
Which, I like.
I know you do. There's a better racing game next year. April. Brings us to April. We have Cthulhu, the Cosmic Abyss on the 16th. Not for me.
Cthulhu still gets games, I tell you.
Yeah, that's it was shown recently in one of the showcases. And it's a first person, I think. And again, you team up online with people to solve issues, problems, probably Cthulhu type problems, Cosmic Abyss style problems, I'd imagine.
Cthulhu type problems.
Type problems, the Eldritch Gods type problems. Next one I am looking forward to. So this is on April the 24th, we get Pragmata, which I played the demo of. And it was one of those ones I went into going, I'm going to like this. And God damn it, Capcom have pulled it off. And the hacking to hack the droids to do the shooting, it's brilliant. And it's a lot of fun. It's a bit weird wandering around with a child on your back, but the child is an android. So yeah, look it was a bunch of fun, the demo. So I'm looking forward to that.
See, this game is brilliant when you do hear it or see it online, because it's really divided people who say it looks great and people who say it looks rubbish. And so it feels like there is no in between. I mean, I'm in the camp where I haven't played the demo. I was having issues with loading
You
up.
were, yeah.
Yeah. But it looks intriguing. And you having said you've enjoyed the demo gives me a bit of confidence, because we just said a little while ago that you're a bit more of a harsher sort of critic of games than I am.
I am actually. And if it's something, and I'm an unfair critic, and I know that from because I'll play a game and that game will be brilliant and everyone will think it's amazing and it will get tens across the Elden Ring is a prime example, and I'll go, yeah, but I'm rubbish at it, so it's shit.
Yeah.
Which isn't true, right? And put an easy mode on it, I'll probably be all right.
Yeah,
but I'm not of the get good, so But Pragmata really impressed me. I went into it not expecting a whole lot. I know it's been in development forever. I genuinely thought, I'm going to hate this, because I almost felt like self-inflicted punishment to go in and go, well, I've got to do a hacking game while I shoot androids or robots. That feels like a stupid thing to do, because my brain doesn't work properly half the time. But it worked, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I really enjoyed the demo. So I'll probably pick up Pragmata at some point. Whether it's day one or not, I'm not sure. Next one I'm really looking forward to, by Housemarque. That's Saros. I didn't get on with their initial joint on the PlayStation 5. I wasn't very good at it. I know that. It's a bullet time dodging third person. God, what is wrong with my brain these days? I can tell you it's by Housemarque. I can't for the life of me remember what the name of the game is. But Saros is their new one and looks really, really good. So it's got Raul Coley starring in it.
Could you be talking about actually one that I'm looking again? I keep looking at it. Returnal.
Returnal, that's the one. Thank you.
I keep looking at that.
I couldn't get far enough into it because I was rubbish. I couldn't get far enough into it to get the story going, because there's clearly a story behind it in terms of why you return and then you visit this house and things like that. But I couldn't get far enough into it because I was a bit rubbish at the bullet time stuff. But Saros looks a little bit more forgiving because you have a shield that you can activate and things like that. And it looks almost like a parry mechanic with a shield by the looks of it. You absorb certain amounts before you can then fire certain amounts, things like that. So Saros looks like a lot of fun. So I may well have a look at that and pick that up.
Sorry, I just while I'm on here, it's just I'm just on the Housemarque wiki page, and you've got Saros, you've got Returnal, you've got games like Alien Nation, but they've also did when you go back, it's just a great eclectic mix. So 2012, they've got under their listing Angry Birds Trilogy on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and also Golf Tee Up on the Xbox 360. So what a what's the word?
It's a weird
range.
thing to move to a bullet time type. It's a odd thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously many years ago, but sorry, sort of digressing. But I just found that a funny mix there, yeah.
I'm trying to find the link between Angry Birds and Returnal, but it's not happening.
See, when I keep saying I keep looking at it, I think this is what I need the Steam machine for, because by all accounts, I think it runs on the Steam machine, Steam Deck, but I think it's could do with a bit more oomph. So
it looks very, very pretty on the PlayStation. Yeah. I'll tell you that. But I was rubbish at it. Reaction times in the pan. Then we come on to May, which we have the most shooty red barrel game in the world, according to the trailer that we got, which was 007 First Light. I don't know, Dan. What are you saying?
I'm really on the fence about this. If they get it right, this obvious quote of the episode. If they get it right, this could be a brilliant game. But I don't know, because everything we've seen has just been about the actors in it, the celebrities in it.
Isn't that Gemma Chan is in it?
Yeah, Lenny Kravitz. Yeah, and
a car is in it that you might get at the end of the game. Yeah.
And look, and it's great, right? Because these celebs are great. It's not anything about them, but I don't know. And 007, there's a kind of style about it. We've had some great games in the past. GoldenEye, which is a completely different take. I know many years ago.
I think we've had a great game in the past.
Great game. Yeah,
GoldenEye for the multiplayer.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking of games that are inspired by James Bond rather than James Bond. But look. This, I have to wait and see. This isn't. I don't feel either way. I think I'm on the more on the side of I'm looking forward to it, and it feels like a game I'd like.
It looked fun when we first saw the. I don't know. You watched the 20-minute kind of intro by Yeah. So I don't know how much mileage I'm going to get out of it because I didn't get a huge amount with the Hitman games. And I know people out there love the Hitman games. And I've played, I think, pretty much all of them. Again, self-inflicted punishment, not being very good at them. I think I've played nearly all of them. So, and I struggled with them. So, and I know it's done by the same team. I'm hoping some of those elements that I rubbed up against have been flattened out so that actually it makes it a more enjoyable experience from it. And it does look, it looks fun. I think there's some QTEs in there that will probably make it slightly annoying. I'll keep dying by flying into cargo box while I'm jumping out of a plane or something. I'm sure it'll die at least a few times. But yeah, I mean, it could be a bunch of fun. The next one, however, I'm sure will be hugely fun. And that's Legacy of the Dark Knight Lego Batman, which just is a mashup of the Nolan films and the Robert Pattinson, and it's kind of got a bit of sprinkling of everything. And you know me, I'm a massive, massive Batman fan. So I am very much and Lego fan. So two of my favorite things being mashed up. Yeah, I can't wait. I genuinely can't wait for that. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, look, I love Batman as well. And the Lego games, the Lego game, I've got Batman over the shoulder.
You have got basic fandom.
Yeah. The Lego games, look, I love the Lego games. Again, I've got a soft spot for those. I think they don't hold my attention for too long because they can be a bit, well, they are samey, but they do feel more like, they look like great games, for a parent to go through with a child, but you can't deny they've got a real charm about them. I love the Lego games,
Is it Telltale Games that do the Lego series? Telltale? Traveller's Tales.
Traveller's Tale, yeah. Telltale were the
Telltale do the Walking Dead. It's I knew it was TT. Yeah.
I think you can't. I think you can't pick up a game like, say, Lego Batman or Lord of the Rings, Lego Lord of the Rings, and not have a smile on your face at some point because, like I said, they've just got that sort of cutesy charm, right?
They have, yeah, and they're funny. The Star Wars ones in particular are very fun. They take the ribbing that other people give the movies and give it character in the form of Lego. So, and I just can't wait to try around Gotham in the Tumbler, to be honest.
Yeah.
We then go into a bit of a quiet period over summer, as we always do. I think the biggest release of that month is probably in June. We've got Subnautica 2. So that's out in June. And then we go into September, where we get our second John Carpenter game of the year with John Carpenter's Halloween.
It wasn't copy and paste error.
No, it wasn't. There were genuinely two. It's like Buster's Dan. You wait along forever and then two come along at once. So, you've got Toxic Commando and John Carpenter's Halloween as well. I mean, on September the 8th.
Fair play to him. He's left it late to get into gaming, right?
He's a big gamer, apparently, John Carpenter.
Is he?
Yeah, apparently so. I wasn't aware of this, but he, I can't remember what it was. I have a feeling it was something like Destiny or something like that he played a lot of. Or it might have been World of Warcraft on the other, but I'll have a look. But yeah.
I just think, sorry, another little digression. I was talking to Alex a little while ago because I've got one of his vinyl, because he does, along with, I think it's his son, he does like original soundtracks as well. So I've got on vinyl. And you could put it on and you could be listening to an 80s horror film. It's not music from any 80s horror film, but it's just the minute that first sort of like synth kicks in. Yeah, it's just incredible. Yeah. Basically, yeah.
And then on September the 12th, we've got one I am actually looking forward to. I haven't highlighted this as one of the ones I'm super looking forward to, but that's Phantom Blade Zero, which is an action RPG. Hopefully not Souls-like, but it's one of the wuxia, like Japanese, Chinese storytelling, sword fighting, wuxia sword fighting, looks a lot of fun. And I'm quite excited about that. I just the lead character's name is Soul, which is getting me worried. Because, if he's in the shadows all the time, it could be a dark soul. Stop there, to be honest.
Soul, if it's SOL, that's the sun. So
it's SOUL. Unfortunately, it is actually soul, as in, dark souls. Sorry, sorry.
You like Souls like.
I like roguelike.
Yeah.
Joe was prepared to fight me on whether they were the same thing, so we moved on from that topic.
Yeah, let's say
yeah. And then we move into the dreaded Fall 26, of which I have one game listed at the moment, with others inevitably bound to appear during the next few months. But I think we've got a Microsoft Direct next week. week. No, 22nd. So, and that's
this week
Fable.
when this episode comes out.
This week.
So this
Sorry,
week,
yes, there will be one this week.
2 days' time, yeah.
2 days' time. So watch out for that Microsoft Direct. We have Fable slated for a fall 26 release. I cannot fucking wait for Fable.
Yeah, and I was going to say, go back to our skit, with the dreaded game gets, sort of delayed at 4:47. But this, I think you said yourself that it's got playable footage coming out.
I believe so, yeah. I think the Direct is actually going to talk through playable footage. So, we might see someone pretending to play it on stage. I mean, actually playing it on stage like they do, Dan. That's what they do.
I think there's massive expectation on this, right? In the sense of it's a franchise I've loved. It's synonymous with Xbox, but now we know this will be on PlayStation within sort of 6 months. So but that's not a thing. My thing is that it's been so long. We've seen other games be cancelled in the past. There was the Perfect Dark Zero get cancelled. Some other sort of games we've said that could do with coming back.
I think this would have gone then when they did that. When they cancelled Everwilds, when they cancelled Perfect Dark Zero, I think they'd have done this at the same time. Because why wouldn't you? If you're going to do it, you'd have pulled the rug at the same time as the others. So I think this is a pretty safe bet. I just think it's when does it get released? It
has to work for me because I think it just has to work. I think.
Well, look, I've got a lot of faith. Although I'm not a huge Forza gamer, and it's Forza Horizons, isn't it, that Playground Games do?
Yeah.
So although I'm not a huge, I have a lot of faith in the dev team because they come up trumps with those games on time.
Yeah.
Every year or every other year or whatever it is, and they do with the Forza Horizon one. So I've got a lot of faith that I think they're going to pull something special out of the bag with Fable. And look, if there isn't an Easter egg about growing an oak tree from an acorn in that game, I'm not buying it, just to be clear.
Or a Project Milo reference.
Or a Project Milo reference, yeah. If there's not something taking the piss out of Peter Molyneux, who even today I think said that his whole entire gaming career has been edging towards his latest one, which is also set in the kingdom of in the world of Fable, which is a godlike, we control the people. That's coming out.
He should just stay quiet. Just release the game. Just release the game, yeah.
Right, the next ones all fall under the category, and this will be a list of coming in 2026. So they're all awaiting release dates, but I thought it was very worthwhile because they are all either speculated to or have at least confirmed that they will be at some point. So let's start from the top and go down. We've got Battlestar Galactica Scattered Hopes, expected in Q1.
Random one again.
I mean, stop rinsing Battlestar Galactica, right? I mean, I watched the originals when I was a kid, and then I watched the remakes, the Ronald D. Moore, which were brilliant. And I don't need a game, to be honest. I think this is more of a fleet builder style game.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm not. Yeah, it's not.
I'm
it's
out.
Not for me. But yeah, you're out. Yeah. And then we've got Starfield coming out on the PS5. A bit like Avowed has been announced recently. So we've got Starfield coming out. I don't know what to say about that. Starfield.
Yeah, it's a game that's.
Did you enjoy it?
Do you know what? Weirdly, I didn't at the start, but I think that was maybe coming in between a couple of games where I really enjoyed. But I think it's one that I feel that as time's gone on, people have it's got a lot more love for it than it did on release. I think
I didn't get on with it. I must admit, my problem with Starfield, and this is a personal problem. This is not for everyone else's, who does these things. I am getting sick and tired, and it happened a lot during when this was released and when other things were done, of the overuse of the word grounded. It's a grounded, realistic take on what it could be. I don't want to see that shit. If I want to play something that's a fantasy about space travel, I want it to be a fantasy about space travel, not, we've formed the new space agency and now you can build your ship, but only in a specific. I want to see insane lunatic things that happen.
Yeah.
It's a bit like when they do a grounded superhero take on a movie of a superhero. I don't want to see a grounded Batman, thanks.
Yeah. I don't want to see a Batman complaining about his mortgage or
I want to see Dark Knight Returns out there. That's what I want to see, So
I think it's
just a me problem.
I think my issue with it, and again, this will be a me issue, and it was probably, like I said, maybe I was coming off a game I'd really love, but I found it. And when I say empty, I don't mean there wasn't anything to do, but I found myself just going through the motions.
That's what it felt
see
like.
that character, go do that. And I was just doing it because that's what the game was telling me to do rather than getting into it. So maybe at some point I'll
in other words, it was a Bethesda game. Is that what you're saying?
but then I say that, but then I've enjoyed them. Like I've enjoyed Oblivion, I've enjoyed the Fallout games.
But you enjoyed Oblivion at the time Oblivion came out, and then the world moved on. And then the remake came out, and you went, "Yeah, I don't need to do this again."
But that's the weird thing. I played the original a number of times and enjoyed it. And that's the thing.
The world moved on, and mechanics moved on, and everything else. There's an episode in there somewhere, but essentially,
I just think maybe for me it didn't need. I think maybe it was a remaster that put me off. Maybe. In the sense of
wasn't muddy enough for you.
Yeah.
Wasn't brown enough for you.
The original was quite colourful. Now, if we're talking about Morrowind, that's a whole other story.
That's true. And then the next one I know you were keen on when you saw it, was Super Meat Boy 3D. Yeah,
this I'm really interested in. I mean, it's a game, the original game, Super Meat Boy, I'm terrible at. But again, I enjoyed it, even though I was terrible at it. And I think in 3D, I think it'll be tearing what little hair I've got left out. But
as long as you don't have to wear them god-awful green and red glasses, I think you'll be okay.
Move on.
An 80s joke for people out there. I think our demographic is pretty much us, so I think we're fine.
Or 3D TVs, because they lasted the course, didn't they?
I have one of those. I've still got one in the garage. I've still got the glasses for it. If you want a free 3D TV, let us know on Gaming Views. I'm not delivering.
Should do a competition. The 1,000th YouTube subscriber gets a
free 3D TV with the glasses. The next one I am looking forward to, only because when I watched the trailer, it looked really cool. And I am still guilty of not finishing Disco Elysium. And this is a joint done by the same student. This is Zero Parades for Dead Spies. It looks really interesting. If you haven't seen the trailer, go and watch it. I'll put some clips up. But I think in the same way that Disco Elysium kind of reinvigorated RPGs, the kind of top-down RPGs and attracted people in a different way for a different reason. So it wasn't about combat and fighting. It was really about kind of using your brain and understanding investigative work with interesting characters. I think Zero Parades is going to do the same thing. So I'm quite interested in that, seeing how that comes up.
So it's not one I've seen, but the funny thing, you mentioned that game because when I complete Detroit Becomes Human, Disco Elysium was the next game on my list to play. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe let me know when you spin that up and I'll play alongside and we can see what narratives we chose, and that'd be interesting. Yeah. Oh. The next one does look quite interesting. I still love the name. The Endless End.
Endless End. The end that doesn't end.
Which would, in theory, not make it an end, just to be clear, if it was endless.
Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, the infinite end.
This is definitely the Final Fantasy.
It's definitely final at some point.
We'll just remake them all again.
So, Chronoscript, The Endless End. So this is those games where you're in a book or a manuscript and you can come out of the manuscript to do things. And so it's one of those, and it just looked really interesting. It was in one of the game shows. I think it was in the summer Sony one that they did. It looked quite interesting. So I'm looking forward to Chronoscript. Give that a go.
Yeah, I had the Plucky Squire, which was similar.
Yeah, similar to Plucky Squire, which is really good. I enjoyed Plucky Squire as well. The Thick as Thieves.
Not heard that one.
Don't know much about this, but it sounds like a co-op style looter shooter type thing, online live service game, I would guess. And then this one does look good. This looks like a spiritual successor to Splinter Cell, and this is done by a Korean studio called Mudang Two Hearts.
Was this the one where we were watching it and we thought it was Splinter Cell?
We did think it was Splinter Cell because it had the same kind of little laser. It wouldn't surprise me if they did a rug pull and went, it's actually called Splinter Cell.
That would be cool.
It looked very cool. So looking forward to Mudang Two Hearts, although I haven't seen anything about it since the Summerfest. So be interested to see what they come up with. Then we got Tropico 7, next in the Tropico series, Yawn.
I used to love games like that. I used to love like SimCity.
This is island building, essentially, Tropico, isn't it? It's
but you know, back in the day, I loved that sort of game. But I just don't have the time. I haven't got the patience, I think, anymore. I haven't got the patience.
Who does these days, Dan? Who does? Apart from doctors. There's a joke for you. That joke for you. Hey. Then we've got a couple of sequels. So we've got Mortal Shell 2. I never played the original Mortal Shell. I understood it was a Dark Souls-like action adventure RPG.
Next.
So I skipped it. Yeah, exactly. I never played Enter the Gungeon, so I don't know much about Enter the Gungeon 2. Did you play Enter the Gungeon?
No. A couple of games, I don't know the original ones.
No. Apparently they got really good reviews there. So Enter the Gungeon did, not sure Mortal Shell did, but it warranted a sequel. Onimusha, Way of the Sword.
I'll keep my eye on this one.
Okay.
Keep my eye on this one. It's it's in the to be confirmed list, right? But
yes, it is. Yeah, so keep your eye on it, but it could be 27, 28. Is this another wuxia style, or is this more of a Japanese?
So I was just looking. It is going to be on the Xbox. So I think it's more of I think it's a samurai game. Let's have a look. Yeah, as the first mainline installment.
Yotai, that's for sure.
Well, it's the first mainline installment in the Onimusha series since the Onimusha Dawn of Dreams in 2006.
Oh, okay. Blimey. So 20 years.
20 years, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, God, we're old gamers.
Capcom again.
Yeah. The next one, I just cannot wait for this, Dan. Looked insane. The trailer looked insane. Control Resonant. Welcome. Come in. Come early, because fuck me, I cannot wait for this game. I love Control, and this looks another level of bonkers.
I mean, look, Firebreak didn't do that well commercially, although you and I had fun when we were in the playtest. The playtest, we never though did pick it up when it released. But Control and Alan Wake 2, I thought brilliant games, and it's if they can carry that on this universe on. Put me down as interested for this one. Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me if it released. I mean, the trailer looked competent. It had gameplay elements in it. A lot of these, when they're talking about these games, studios will release a load of CGI and you go, oh, it looks really good, but what's the actual game like? I have no idea. Call of Duty. But Control Resonant, tons of gameplay in there, looked, taking you back to some previous locations, plus folding in outside of the oldest house, a load of stuff in there, Inception-like stuff with the whole folding buildings. So it looked a ton of bonkers, and it looked really fun, so I cannot wait for that. Cannot wait for it. We've then got a new Warhammer 40k, so Dawn of War 4. I say new, the fourth one, I guess.
Lots of Dawns of War.
Multiple Dawns of War. Over 40,000 years, you'd expect them to. Tamagotchi Life, Living the Dream.
I don't know.
No. And then another one I've never heard of, Forza Horizon 6. You ever heard that one?
I love the Forza Horizon games. I don't necessarily get on with the main line Forza games, but the Horizon games are just so much fun.
And this is Japan, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So this is going to have lots of drifting.
Yeah, and I do like how it's a different location. Yeah, I love the Horizon games. Look, I'm not an expert game racer. I don't like the Sims side of things, but mindless fun for an hour.
Takes you back to the old Burnout style, doesn't it? So
it's just a bit of fun. Yeah.
Oh, then we have Gears of War E-Day potentially releasing this year.
Gears of War, right? What's more to say? Yeah.
Gears of, we've run out of ideas for war. Let's take it to the day that it originally happened, so we can bring back Marcus Phoenix and the actors and everything, and Dom.
Yeah. That'd be the bigger one, right?
Yeah.
It's Gears of War, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
It is Gears of War. I would love to see them, I don't know, bring something new to the table with it. Because as much as I like Gears of War, if you play them back to back, you go, oh, not this shit again. I don't think I could. You really do have to. I mean, even playing the remaster last year, I got about halfway through the campaign and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm kind of, it's very one note. A lot of fun to begin with, but then, and the multiplayer's just tacked on. So it'd be nice to see him do something fresh with it. So we'll see where they go with that. One I know, I think you're quite anticipating, which is this is the remake, right? This is Legacy of Atlantis, the Tomb Raider, so the remake of the original.
Yeah, I'll go back to the 007 game. Obvious comment of the episode number 2. If they get this right, this will be fantastic. What a way to bring that original game, which is regarded as like quite a cult classic, to a modern audience. And look, even me, I think at the time I don't think I enjoyed the original game because it's quite clunky and it's quite obtuse. I think some of the puzzles and stuff. If this follows like the recent, well, when I say recent, the last game was probably 2020, wasn't it? But the recent trilogy that they've done, I really enjoyed those. And again, I think it's because I was starved of like God of War type things on the Xbox, but so that filled a hole for me.
Yeah, we said this is an interesting bookend because they're doing the first game and the next game in the series. So a really nice way to bookend it. And I think this is some of the original Crystal Dynamics team who made the original one. Okay. Now bought out by Amazon Games. Yes. I think they were bought out by. Yeah. And I think they've bought, what's the guy's name? Toby, guy who created the original Tomb Raider character, created Lara Croft. I'm sure he's back as like exec producer or something like that on this series. So it should be really interesting to see what they do with it. I love it when people go back to games they've made or movies they've made and kind of go, I'm going to step in and have another stab at it, unless it's the Matrix Wachowskis. But yeah,
but yeah, story. No. So this again put me down on the interested column for this one.
Yeah.
And the next one on your list.
And the next one, yeah. This look weird though, right? This is Resonance of Plague Tale Legacy. So this isn't, so those of you who's played a Plague Tale, it's a stealth-like game where you play as a sister and brother trying to get through plague-infested Europe. And this is, you seem to be time hopping or jumping back in time to Roman times, or maybe it's just, I don't think we know enough about it, but it looks a bit crazy and a bit cool.
Yeah, and this is one of the games which I don't mind playing stealth. I don't often like stealth games, but the first two, if you've not had a look at them, go check them out because I've really enjoyed them. Yeah,
they've got some fun elements in it in terms of how you can get around the significantly overpowered compared to you enemies. So yeah, they are fun. This one I did play the demo for and really enjoyed. So this is The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. This was a Zelda-like RPG on the Switch 2. Really enjoyed the demo that I played. It was the first kind of up until the first boss. So I think it's probably one I may well pick up. Again, might not be a day one, but certainly one I'm interested in seeing how that pans out because I really did enjoy it. We've then got Black Frost, The Long Dark 2. No idea what that is.
No.
And another Frost-related game, Frost Rail.
We
I don't know what they've done with that. They've portmanteaued two words into one that I can't pronounce. So let's go with Frost Trail.
You say Frost Trail, I'll say Frost Rail. There we go.
Okay, Frost Rail. Right, Frost Rail. Frost Trail. Fuck it. Moving swiftly on. Ikuma the Frozen Compass.
Frozen?
And Pokemon Champions. Frozen Compass? No.
Frozen, Black Frost, Frost Trail, and the Frozen Compass.
Too many ice things. I think someone's having us on. The Frozen Compass. Then Pokemon Champions rounds out the might be appearing at some point this year. And then two significant ones. One that I think we know is coming because very early into the year they released a launch year trailer. So if you're going to commit to a launch year trailer, it must be coming at some point soon. And that's Blood of the Dawnwalker, made by the ex-devs from CD Projekt Red who worked on the Witcher series. This looks awesome. And a lot of the things I'm hearing about it and the design that they've gone to make sure these quests are as open-ended as possible just makes me think this is going to be super cool. I can't wait for this. So, yeah, Blood of the Dawnwalker. 30 days and 30 nights to complete your main quest line. But only certain things move time forward, which is quite an interesting way to do it. So it's not like literal in-game time. So, and then another extra special one, which I can't wait for because, and you've been playing a lot of them to be fair, and that is Marvel's Wolverine.
Yeah.
That game looks so visceral, so in character for Wolverine, so on point. I am just stoked if they can do this right and do justice.
Who's making it again? It's
Insomniac. So it's the same studio as Spider-Man. So yeah,
in safe hands, right?
Oh, you would hope so. I mean, if they don't know those characters and worlds by now, then we've got no hope of ever getting a decent Wolverine game.
That's what the Steam machine was made for.
Is that true?
Do you know what? There's one game that isn't on that list that's concerned me because it's not being mooted for coming out this year.
Okay.
And that's, do you remember Felt That Boxing?
I do remember Felt That Boxing. I was boxing? I'm going to bed now, Dan. I do remember Felt That Boxing. And I was looking at it. I was reminding myself earlier today. I don't think it has, but that trailer.
Yeah.
I don't care if the game comes out because that trailer was brilliant.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. Look, if it's 2027, it gives us something to talk about this time next year, right? But yeah, I hope it is still coming out.
We will do some research and I'll see if I can get you a date on it, Dan, because Felt That Boxing does look like pure genius.
I was looking at it and I don't think it's got a date, so that's worrying. See,
damn it!
If you're making the game or you know someone who is, let us know.
Usually, let us know because Dan is desperate to get his hands on some felt.
Yes.
Up a puppet.
Careful.
If we haven't missed anything off that list, and I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff because this is just the tip of the iceberg for 26. It's going to be an insane year for games. So if we haven't missed anything off there, if you've something you'd like us to do a bit of a deeper dive on, then please do let us know in the comments and we'll be pleased to oblige because, I love editing video clips. But no, if there's anything else you want to talk to us about or let us know about, please do. Let us know and we'll be, as I said, happy to oblige. Dan, that is a lot of games.
Yeah. And that's all I was going to say is what are people's view, because we said 2025 was a fantastic year for games. And obviously, look, these are just the ones that have kind of been announced, so that there'll always be some sneak ones that get released that always become popular. But
shadow drops.
Yeah, that's
shadow
it.
Drop. Give me a shadow drop.
What's people's view 26 as it compared to 25?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, because the one we haven't talked about on here, which is definitely a full game, and the one reason why everyone is avoiding full, and we should mention it, even if I'm not that enthusiastic about it, is GTA 6. It's going to come in. Did you forget about? Okay, yeah. One of us plays video games.
Well, no. The thing is, do you think it's coming out this year? That's the thing. Is.
I don't know, Dan. I genuinely hope it is because
then it's done and dusted.
Well, no, I've lived long enough to not see Half-Life 3 released. So right. I hope all those people who are craving a game after 12, is 12 years now?
What if you could play, if Half-Life 3 is playable within GTA 6? There you go.
What if you go away now? Because because then I'll have to buy GTA 6.
But then you wouldn't have to buy Half-Life 3. I was going to say Halo then. I think we need to end the recording.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, wonderful. Look, please do like and subscribe or listen to on podcast. Do whatever, all the things all the time. And we will be back next week with a properly hosted episode of Gaming Views. Ta-ta for now.
Bye-bye.